Well, from there to Cape Town now, where the chairperson of the committee for the Section 194 inquiry into Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office has reaffirmed that the committee is sticking to its revised way forward, as the Public Protector now has the funds and access to an instructing attorney to brief her counsel. The Public Protector was provided with written questions to respond to as per the timetable of steps previously communicated to her. Last week, Advocate Mkhwebane missed 2 deadlines. She was due to notify the committee by Monday, the 19th of June, whether she'd respond to questions in writing or orally. Athi Mtongana joins us live for the story. Athi, good evening. So it seems that we have some kind of way forward in as far as this inquiry and the outstanding work that it still needs to do.
Well, that's not the impression of the suspended Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, who today released a statement saying the revised program of the Section 194 committee is illegal and unfair. She's pointed out to the fact that she is unable to respond to those written questions which were submitted by the evidence leaders, the Democratic Alliance, the ANC, the FF+, the ACDP and Good Party that form part of the Section 194 committee. The only political parties that did not submit the written questions to the suspended Public Protector is the ATM, the UDM and the EFF, who they feel that the process is quite unfair given the recent developments surrounding what is transpiring within the committee. First, it was the issue around the funds, but 4 million rand has subsequently been made available for the Public Protector. However, she's questioning whether those funds would be enough to carry out the legal team that she would have to then pick. Another issue she has pointed out to is the timeframes, saying that it is quite tight in that they're expecting her to respond to some 1,000 pages of questions from the evidence leaders and from some of these members of the Section 194 committee, and to respond to them in a statement, because she's saying that other witnesses before the committee had actually responded to the questions by the evidence leaders orally. She had been given an opportunity to choose whether she replies to the questions in writing or she actually responds orally. The chairperson, when we spoke to him today, says that opportunity the Public Protector decided not to respond to. In fact, they are now pushing to actually conclude their work by the end of July, because we know that there is a committee in Parliament that is set to begin to look for a new Public Protector for South Africa. But let's listen to what Richard Janki had to say earlier on.
The members as well as evidence leaders up to this point have adhered to our deadlines and the milestones that we have set. By Sunday we had received all questions from both of them, and on Monday the PEP had received all of those questions. We expect responses by next week, Wednesday the 6th of July. After that, all of those questions, responses will be collated, summation made, and we're going to be starting the very few next steps that will be outstanding as from next week, which is about drafting that report, having members deliberating on the issues, including the statements and every evidence that we have already in the committee. What she will give will be in addition to what she has sent to the committee, which is under oath, as sworn affidavits. We have that already. So after that, we're going to produce a draft report transparently in the manner we operate as committees. And once we do that, we're going to give her another opportunity to say to her, here is our draft report as the committee, any comment you want to make before we table it to the National Assembly. She's going to get that opportunity again.
As you can hear, Kathy, that the chairperson of the Section 194 committee wants to push for the conclusion of this process, and so that they can actually take that report and table it before the National Assembly. And that, of course, is before the Public Protector gets given another opportunity to look and respond to that report, which would have looked at all the evidence that was put before it. But on the other hand, you have the suspended Public Protector disputing this entire entire process, saying it is illegal, and she has not gotten to the stage where she now has a counsel, a legal representation that would be able to proceed with her, even in responding to those written questions that have been sent to her. She says a pressing issue before the committee is that of the recusal of the chairperson, which the chairperson said today he has not received that recusal application. But Ms. Mkhwebane is saying that the issue around the allegations of bribery and corruption and trying to allegedly solicit a bribe through the late Tina Jomet Peterson for him, which is the chairperson of the committee, and the ANC chief whip Phemi Majadina, are the issues that should be looked at going forward. So it remains to be seen what will happen next week, because the committee, as I said, is really adamant to conclude this work and table that report before the National Assembly by the end of July.
Athi, let's talk about this issue around the money needed to continue funding the public protector, at least in as far as her legal costs are concerned. It seems to me that this is going to be another issue that is emanating from this inquiry. Those costs seem to be runaway costs at this point. So if the public protector is saying she doesn't think 4 million additional would be enough, how much exactly is she looking for?
That particular element, Kathy, has not yet been determined. Of course, given the fact that the committee is under the impression that that additional 4 million rand will suffice, because they say now that the funding has been made available, you will recall that previously one of the issues which led to the lead legal representative of advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, that being advocate Dalimbofu, and them stepping away from this case, is the issue related to funding. But now that the funding has been made available according to the committee, they are ready to move forward. But there's a dispute there insofar as whether that money would be enough, given the fact that they would have to factor in accommodation costs and traveling costs, because the committee sits here in Parliament in Cape Town, even though we know that in some instances they do allow members, including the suspended public protector, to appear virtually wherever she appears from. So that is also another issue that the suspended public protector has raised before the committee.
Athi Mtongana, we'll leave it there for now.